Good night. This is Victor. I have to come back and talk. I have to, man. I am compelled to come back and talk here tonight to my fellow Barbadians and seek your responses wherever necessary, whenever you can. Listen, we saw chalk and cheese tonight. Chalk and cheese. You know, it's not what you do when you win alone, it's what you do when you lose. How you're able to refocus, capture yourself, pick yourself up from losing, and understanding that losing is not a determination of inevitability alone, but it allows you to get yourself together and to say, you know, the future will be brighter. I don't hear that kind of language from the Democratic Labour Party. I don't. I don't hear that from Ralph Thorne. And the young political aspirants in that party, they need proper mentorship. I mean, I listened to Dawn Marie Armstrong tonight. I listened to Dawn Marie Armstrong today. And I listened to her analogy between a ham cutter and corned beef. And the people of Barbados deserve better than familiarity with lesser than exceptionalism. I don't blame Dawn Marie Armstrong. The political stalwarts in the Democratic Labour Party are out of touch with any semblance of understanding the particulars necessary to lead a government. They're not even familiar with what it takes to lead within their own party. So until they're able to muster the energy to say, let's have a party of inclusivity, let's start there first and foremost, it's done for. It's finished. There's no relative understanding of what it takes to lead. And stopping in my commentary because I'm coughing. The young folks, they come to the idea of trying to make a difference. Dawn Marie, Kimar Stewart. And they see a party that's really wrapped itself in the selfishness of a single individual or individuals. I listened to World of the Pizza last night, and I was aghast. It was absolutely unbelievable that she lacks the consciousness necessary to be an elder in that party, in the Democratic Labour Party. She could not have been further away from an understanding of the issues that plague regular, working class, right-thinking Barbadians. Could not have been further away from it. She has pushed herself away from the table of convenience to a place of absolute complacency politically and a lack of understanding what it takes to bring a holistic image to the Democratic Labour Party and furthermore to the people of Barbados. That is my humble opinion. It is not that any group of people in any political persuasion in what would be a opposition or the opposition parties in Barbados lack the propensity to understand. They lack the guidance, the focus to be able to have boots on the ground and to be able to engage in a meaningful conversation that evolves into a continuity of doing, an effort of doing, a conversation that when you walk away as a regular voting member of the public from them, you can say, I believe this specific politician understood, engaged in what I was saying to him or her. They lacked that. They lacked it with Frondell Stewart. They lacked it. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to be perfectly honest here today, man. Donville Innes never would Donville Innes have not engaged a constituent at all. Like him or not. Never would Chris Sinclair not have engaged a constituent. Constituency engagement, the conversation lacks. It lacks. I do not understand where the level of disengagement has come from in the Democratic Labour Party, a working class political party. It is as if it has embraced an elitist mentality towards the general populace. Fellow Barbadians, I do not understand it. I listened to some of Richard Seeley. I listened to him on occasion on another program with Marcia Weeks, and I have my mouth agape. I cannot believe the unconsciousness of these people. Perhaps the shape and focus of the party needs to change. The old stalwarts need to advise and step back. If you're consistently getting the advice of the Derek Allens and others, the same Verla de Pisa, who has not been able to even come close in any election that she's ran in, why would you consistently listen to people who are not engaged with the general populace as a whole? Why? Those people are messing up the party. They've screwed the party royally. Like Young Ronnie or not, he deserves a chance. He deserved it to bring the Democratic Labour Party to an election, and whether or not he would have lost that election, at least he would have brought it there. Ralph Thorne is a political has-been. He's not going to take the Democratic Labour Party anywhere. His time has come and gone. Move aside and give some younger folks, mentor them, grow them. I'm 65 years old. You think I would aspire to be anything other than helping a political party and by so doing helping Barbadians? That's my focus. To hand off to the next generation and watch them grow and thrive and to advise them. It does not matter at all about their political persuasion. As a Barbadian, we have to think that way. Some of us, most in my age group and beyond, we are in the sunset of our lives. I'm not suggesting that we're going to drop dead tomorrow. I hope not. I hope not that for anyone. But come on. Why are we plagued only with our own selfish, delusional, political thought processes and not with growing the country and developing young people, helping young people? Look around. Young Chad Blackman, Kurt Humphreys, Marsha Cattle, Corey Lane. Young people deserve the opportunity to be developed into what can make Barbados better futuristically. I see Ralph Thorne as a guy that's set himself up in a very selfish way. It's about him at the apex of the party and not the party as a whole. And the confusion that he has brought to the Democratic Labour Party, the self-indulgences that he has brought to the party has done it a disservice. The Democratic Labour Party was never about that. David Thompson reached across. He sought to understand, to solve issues. I do not, for the likes of me, believe that Frondell Stewart is a bad human being, just a bad leader. I can live with that. But Ralph Thorne, he has ulterior motives. And his ulterior motives, those have led the party down the wrong path, the path of destruction, the path of minimization, and that does Barbadian democracy a disservice. We need an opposition party in the House of Assembly of Barbados. We need that. Right now, the way it looks, it's not possible. Had Ralph Thorne, if he ran instead of Felicia Dujon tonight, Chad Blackman would have waxed her. It would have been an absolute political embarrassment. There's nobody at all on the horizon in the Democratic Labour Party who could have ran tonight in the St. James North constituency and won. Not one. Not one person lined up in the Democratic Labour Party could have done it. So, what am I saying? The aspirations of the Democratic Labour Party are limited because you got to go back to Dorval Innes. With all of his flaws and mistakes that he made, is he forgivable? And if he is forgivable, that's up to the people of Barbados. Can he speak the speech necessary still to win? I think he can. I think he can. Chris Sinclair, can he still speak the speech necessary to lead the country into a viable Democratic Labour Party, opposition party that's able to muster the strength to have robust debates in the House of Assembly, intelligent debates, and more importantly, walk across the aisle, meet the government, and work cohesively together to have legislation that helps Barbadians through and through. I believe that that's possible, but not with Ralph Thorne. Not with the current group of people who are obstructionists like Verla de Pizza and the rest of them. They need to take a back seat. Do not regurgitate losers over and over and over. Verla de Pizza, Ralph Thorne, the rest of them, Richard Seeley, Eswick, losers. Can't put together anything formidable to ever sit in the House of Assembly again. Cannot. It's not possible.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.